The residential area of Mary King's Close was quiet and peaceful. A dull lamp sat in the corner, giving off a faint yellow glow, barely illuminating the room. Dani lay in a thin bedroll, a blanket which her mother had knitted bundled over her feet. She was writhing on the bed as the dark, disturbing images continued to fill her mind. The images of her cradling a zombified infant which screamed a blood-curdling screech.
Dani!
Then she heard his voice.
Dani!
And constant. It then turned into a familiar voice.
Dani!
A voice she recognized. She woke with a start, breathing heavily, sweat pouring down her brow.
Cal! Oh, Jesus, what's wrong? Is it Cal?
He's fine. Hey, he's fine. I'm just letting you know that we're back from patrol. Are you okay? Have you been asleep this whole time?
Yeah, I am. I'm okay. I'm just exhausted. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's been this way for a while now.
I want you to go to medical. Get checked out. We need you fighting fit.
You got it, boss.
Dani stood up, let out a loud stretch, the sound filling the room. She rubbed her face, untied her hair and retied it into the recognizable ponytail that she was used to, her long black hair stretched down her back. Dani and Pete left the residential area and made their way into the main street. It was alive with activity. People selling their wares, foods, medicines, toys and other knickknacks. People standing in the streets having conversations. A brilliant atmosphere. The air smelled of cooking meat, incense and cooked chestnuts. Hunger clung to Dani's stomach, but she couldn't face the thought of eating. Pete walked slightly ahead, knowing where he was wanting to go, as Dani followed quickly behind him, trying to catch up. Pete would stop every now and again and pick up some fresh bread, smell it, and put it back.
Hey, I need to talk to you about something, if that's okay.
Shoot, I'm all ears.
Okay. Are you happy?
Of course, yeah, I'm happy. I have you, I have Cal. What more could I want?
Thanks, but that's not what I mean, Pete. I mean, are you happy here? Do you feel comfortable here?
Oh, I guess so. Never really thought about it, to be honest. I think we have a good thing going here. It's secure, safe, and everyone's lovely. Why'd you ask?
I don't know. Just recently, I've been feeling a bit off, like on edge, like something is going to happen. Don't get me wrong. After everything with Atlantis, O'Connell, and Abbott, I was happy to come here. I felt safe. You were safe, Roach and Cal. But we don't really know these people, Pete.
You didn't know me, Stevenson, or Roach, but you trusted us.
That's different. Cal and I, we had no idea what the hell was going on. We were scared. We'd just lost Mum and Olivia. I don't know. I just think it's time for us to move on. Find something else.
Dani, listen. I get it. You've been cooped up in here for a long time. Hell, you've not been outside for almost a year. But trust me, you don't want to. It's worse than before. Their numbers are increasing. There's barely anything that resembles anything from the old world left. It's either overgrown or consumed by the dead. We are better staying here, where it's safe, where it's secure, and we can keep Cal and all the other children safe. Look, get yourself to medical. Find out what's going on with you, and you will feel better.
Fine. Maybe you're right.
A few hours passed and things started to quiet down on the main street as stalls started to close and be packed away. Changes of guards. Dani spent the afternoon planning rotas for the guards and authorising breaks for the ones who had been working non-stop. She decided that she would take some time out and go to the medical wing to speak to Dr. Winslow about why she'd been feeling so unwell. As she walked through the main street, she watched as people shut away, packed away their things, and the night times events started to get set up. She passed some of the kids leaving school and watched their parents meet them. This made her smile. She reached the medical wing, and there was no one waiting, which Dani felt was a little bit odd, but didn't question it, as it meant that she would get seen quicker. She knocked on the door, the sound echoing through the dull light. No response. She waited a moment before knocking again, and again. No response. She pulled the handle of the door down and stepped into the vaulted room. Along the walls of the room were wooden plaques painted with pictures of ancient residents of Mary King's Close and information about their history. Small spotlights attached to the ceiling gave little light to the room. Medical curtains lined the side of the room, and a gurney stood on the left side, and a small metal desk at the far end, with a medical curtain set up behind it.
Dr. Winslow, are you here?
Yes, I'm. I'll be with you shortly. Just take a seat and I'll be right there.
Dr. Winslow emerged from behind the curtain. He was an older man. His hair was receding, and he wore thick black glasses. He had a greying beard which had started to look dishevelled and unkempt. He wore a stained white doctor's jacket and a checkered shirt which was untucked and a brown tie which was loose around his neck. When he saw Dani enter the room, he tried to tidy himself up, straightening his tie and flattening his hair, but it didn't really make that much of a difference.
Dani, lovely to see you. What seems to be the problem? How's Cal? Everything okay with him?
Yeah. Cal, he's fine. Doc, are you okay?
Yes. It's just a cold. That's all. Just a cold. Look, I'll be fine. Now, what brings you here?
Okay. Well, I've been feeling really lethargic recently, and when I'm able to sleep, I'm sleeping for a long time. I've been sick a few times and just generally feeling crap.
Oh dear, that's not so good. Let me take a look at you and see if we can sort this out, eh?
Dani watched as the doctor shakily moved around the room, looking for something, lifting papers, moving chairs. Then he realised what he was looking for was around his neck.
Honestly, I would forget my head if it wasn't screwed on, Dani. Take a deep breath. A deep breath.
Her breathing was
Dani.
clear, and Dr. Winslow seemed happy with the result. He stood up from a small stool that was placed in front of Dani and started wandering around the room again, making Dani feel more concerned about his welfare. Then, almost as if he remembered where he was and what he was doing, he went back behind the curtain and emerged, and he came back holding a white box.
This all sounds clear now, Dani. I just want to rule something out. Just for my own peace of mind, my dear. There's only so much I can do here. With the tools I have available.
He handed the box to Dani, and with a look of confusion, she opened it and removed a pink and white stick from it.
A pregnancy test? Doc, are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine, Dani, honestly. Look, go into that room in the back. There's a toilet in there. Do the test and come back to me.
He led Dani to a small bathroom which was off the main room. As Dani walked in, she noticed the smell straight away. It was as if the toilet had not been cleaned for weeks. Mould lined the walls, and the tiles were cracked. The mirror was stained, and the floor was sticky. Dani did what she needed to do and went to wash her hands, but in the sink were splatters of dried blood. Blood splattered on the back of the sink as well. She washed her hands, trying not to touch the blood, and left the bathroom, returning to the doctor.
All done.
As she returned to the room, she noticed Dr. Winslow shuffling papers and trying to sort out his desk, more to distract himself than anything else.
Doc, in the sink there's a...
Brilliant. Now, we just need to wait for the results. Should only take a few moments.
Doc, you would tell me if there was something going on, right?
Dani, you're the head security. Of course I would tell you. It's just a cold, I promise.
In the sink,
Dani, seriously, I'm fine. Anyway, it's time to check the results. Congratulations, Dani. You're pregnant.
What?
The results show you are pregnant. And that would explain why you've been feeling unwell and lethargic.
Dani's heart skipped a beat, and her stomach was in her mouth. How could she be pregnant? What was she going to do? Suddenly, fear gripped her heart like an icy cold vice. She couldn't speak. She could not think.
I can't be pregnant. How the hell am I? There must be a... Shit.
Without doing more tests and without the proper equipment, I can't say for sure how far along you are, but all of your symptoms and with the positive test... I'm pretty confident.
How the fuck am I supposed to raise a kid in this place? In this city? What the fuck am I going to do?
I would suggest speaking to Pete might be the best option.
Fuck. Pete. Look, thanks, Doc. You take care of yourself, okay?
And you, Dani. Take care.
Dani left the medical room in a state of shock, millions of thoughts running through her head. Numb, scared and ill, she slowly made her way back to her bed, ignoring anyone who spoke to her along the way. The sun over Edinburgh had now completely set, plunging the dead city into a blanket of darkness. Tomorrow would bring new light, and a new perspective for Dani. Or so she hoped. The Fallen, an Eerie Earth production, written and directed by Kieran Begg. Starring Megan Chase as Dani Cunningham, Saxon Davids as Pete Kirkman, and Carl Wharton as Dr. Winslow. The Fallen theme by Ross Budgeons. For more information on The Fallen, head over to eerieearth.com and be sure to catch up on the first season of The Fallen anywhere that you get your podcasts. Thanks very much for listening. Bye-bye for now.